What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Live Thursday Night Lyles Figure Files. How's everybody doing? Hope you are enjoying the week. One more day to go. It's almost time to get ready, settle in for a nice weekend, playoff action. Hopefully, come next week, I'll still be excited about NFL playoff action. Got all this stuff on my desk here. Way too much is what happens when I do like a countdown, a checklist, and all that good stuff. There's just papers all over full of characters to reference, of which I'll be talking about a little bit later. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, you're having an awesome day. It's been an awesome week. There we go. Let's get all the windows straight and all that good stuff together. What's up, Action Figure family? What's up, Jeffrey? Let's get it started. Absolutely, James Green. Let's get it started in here. Critical Enjoyers here as well. Blake Tarbley, yo, Figure Files family. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Blake. How you doing? X, what's good, everyone? X is going to give it to you. Jalen Parks, what up, though? What's going on? Afton Child is here as well. Hello. Badger Wolf Prime. Hey, Jeff and Plastic Family. Hey, Badger Wolf Prime. Happy Thursday. Omega 579. Hey. What's happening? The question is, what's happening now? Snake Eyes. Howdy. Kelly Cox. Hey, Jeff. What's up, Kelly? Hey, everyone. Danny Roo. Yo, Jeff. How are you? I like that. Hope things are good. Things are doing pretty good. Exciting stuff to break down as always, and I think a nice quality question we're going to drop on y'all for this week to discuss. Matthew Matson. Evening, everyone. What's up, Matthew? How's it going? Ben Doom. What's up? James, thank you. I got to rock the West Coast Avengers every so often. Got to show the people, the whole squad. There you go. I think you can see everybody now. Yeah, one of my favorite books back in the day. Just, there's so many Avengers, there were enough to throw into a whole other team, and that team was really fun and sometimes had better stories than the main team. So that's all. This is funny and wild, but I love them. That's a vibe. What's going on? He's good, brother. How you doing, man? Tom Finn 2018. No Packers hoodie? Absolutely not. I'm a longtime Niners fan, so I have a deep hatred of the Packers. Just the brand, the Packers. I don't really have any dislike for this crew. It's not Brett Welfare Favre and his crew or the Aaron double discount check because you guys are going to be so upset you didn't draft me. Not really. I don't really have any hatred for this crew. Hopefully that continues. Hopefully I can keep those good feelings, keep the love, if you will, for this iteration of the Packers. So as always, I have to start off by thanking you all for watching the show and those super supporters for all of your help keeping this channel rolling. That's Blake Tarpley, Jamelin Parks, Lefty Two Lions BK, Sorry Alligator, Tom Finn 2018, Ultra Run R Tech and Toy Reviews for contributing and helping out for the channel so far for January. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all the most. Yeah, dang, that is a nice shirt. Goes with the box set, yes. And I didn't do my video breakdown of it, but hopefully you guys were able to check out my breakdown of that West Coast Avengers set. I had a lot of fun reviewing that one. You can see my full review of the West Coast Avengers box set over on Lyles Movie Files because I just decided to keep things really easy with the branding and all that good stuff. But here it is. You can see the 5 members of that box set right there. Love that set. Really surprised by how much I like that set. And the packaging was cool. An homage to West Coast Avengers #1. And so many fun figures. Got to do some cool posing with Tigra, who now doesn't have Cheetos Orange. Dr. Pym finally. Mockingbird in her classic attire. An all-new Spider-Woman. I was not expecting to really appreciate. I thought that figure was really good. And the Silver Centurion Iron Man in his white paint job, which I don't know, somehow makes that figure look so much better. And of course, they did a little bit more to the shoulder pads, gave him a little extra bulk, but he can still be better. Anyway, I really enjoyed this set. Thought they turned out really well. Let's go all the way down to the bottom so we can get that full-fledged West Coast Avengers team shot. You know I love this with all of my group team efforts. So let's bring them out here. I forgot this is like one of my longest ones because there were 5 figures to review in this set. But here we go. West Coast Avengers coming at you in action live and in person. So really fun with that one. And then more of an old school original team just for you guys who also like me appreciate the Wackos. Should have come with a box set. Top end, it would have been nice, right? Oh snap! I think I need that shirt. Shirt's great, Jamelin. I'll send you the link. Don't worry, I translated for you just fine. Man, I love it. That Tigra is so much better. It's wild what doing a little bit of extra work, putting in a new hair sculpt and changing that color for her skin or fur tone does such wonders for that figure. It is like a total 180 with one that I was like, I wish I liked this more too. I really love this figure. So that set all along was awesome. Badgerville Prime, treat the like button like the Packers treated the Cowboys with a good smash. I thank you, man. That was very funny. Lucky 2 Lions BK, it's 8 p.m. on a Thursday. Do you know where your toys are? Good evening, LFF, LMF crew. What's up, man? Matt, you gotta have Moon Knight West Coast Avengers. You absolutely have to, right? X, hey Jeff, have you ever thought about having channel shirts made? It would be cool to rock a tee. You know, I got to talk to my cousin who's my designer, so maybe he'll be up for it. That'd be fun. If any guys want a shirt, I'll talk to him this weekend. Make it happen. Sorry, Alligator. Appreciate this shout. Still rocking. Oh man, we are still rocking the snow out here. I'm so excited, and apparently we might get 3 to 5 more inches. So that's like 2 years worth of snow in January, which means I'll be back out there. I didn't get my snow speeder, my Star Wars Black Series snow speeder out, so we do get more snow. It's going out there. My main problem with the Star Wars is I only was able to get one Imperial Hoff Trooper or Stormtrooper, and I'm really bummed out about it because it just seems like there's nowhere to get an army, and that's one of my absolute favorite Stormtrooper variations. I know we got some of the Force Awakens. What was that? No, the Last Jedi, right? And not quite the same. I need the original look for them, and I just wish Hasbro put those back out in rotation because I would army build a mass of them just for moments like this where I get a bunch of snow out there. Danny Rue, a couple days ago, I got the McFarlane Nightwolf for the Mortal Kombat 11. Makes me wish we got some more figures from that line. Yeah, you know, the Storm Collectibles is coming very soon, and that is one I can't wait. I love Storm Collectibles figures, and I'm digging the fact that we're getting more characters for Mortal Kombat. Jalen, I am so close. I don't have that Wonder Man. I did get the Hollywood version, though. Yeah, it is. That one, I think the Hollywood version is a better one. I wonder how much that original Wonder Man is. Hopefully not too expensive. They still need to do one with a mullet with that look, so that should be an easy re-release for them later on down the road. Let's see, Lions, you got my shirt money. Danny Rue forgot to say got that Nightwolf for $6. For $6, that is an excellent price for that figure. Jay Woods, who would have thought we would find Tupac's killer before the Cowboys won a playoff game? It's been a minute. If you were paying attention in the 90s, it was definitely not a situation of the Cowboys winning playoff games. It was like, darn, these stupid Cowboys again. Ugh. Then Doom, Jeff, you can have all our snow out here in Colorado. So I went to Denver. I guess this was 2018. Yeah, I guess it was 2018 for during October for a work conference. And it was snowing in Halloween, but I loved my time out there. It was really nice, and actually seeing snow was awesome. And I'm sure you all have a lot up there. G Brew, up in Ohio, we got a light dusting of snow. Most we just got below freezing sub-zero with the wind chill temperatures and black ice. That's not fun. Hopefully you guys are staying safe up there in Ohio because no black ice, no fun whatsoever. And for those of you who did not see it on my dashboard of the channel, I did have fun out there in the snow. Here's my wrap up. Had my snow job. It already opened up, but Had to, of course, get photos of him in the snow, his natural element. Got the Arctic bat out there, the snow serpent with the wolf pelt. Got the whole crew, and my Star Wars Black Series Han Solo Hoth version. And of course, that made me remember I still don't have a Wampa. I need 2 Tauntauns, one for Luke, one for Han. And then I saw that Amazon actually has the blue jacket Hoth Han Solo with Tauntaun. It's $110. I almost feel like that was kind of the price when that originally came out. So maybe it's not a crazy scalper markup, but I feel like if I had enough snow, I would absolutely grab that set because that'd be fun to do that too. Maybe get a ghost version of Obi-Wan and go all out there for my snow adventures. But as of right now, it's not enough for me to warrant doing all that. But here's more pictures in the snow jobs, skiing along, and this was the first day of snow. So there was a little bit of snow, there was a little bit of debris creeping through the snow we got, but it was still enough that I could kind of hide and distort it and have him out there in the snow. And here's another one where we got a lot more snow. So I have my Imperial probe droid, not quite blown up in the sabotage move. We're just kind of laying in the snow after Han Solo took him out. Really fun to just take the figures out there and just be a big kid shooting my figures like an adult. I was actually having fun taking them out there, doing a thing and posing them all around. Hopefully you've seen them on Instagram. I got a few more to show as well. Tom Finn, the weather here in Jacksonville has just been brutal. It dipped below 40 last night. Yeah, we haven't seen 40 in a minute. It's been like really cold out here, but I'm okay with that as long as I get some snow to make up for it. All about the villains. Yo, what's going on? Jay says, snow, try Ontario, Canada in January. I mean, I'm okay with what I got now, especially if I get some more snow tomorrow. That's all I really need. All about the villains says, we got 50 plus watching, only 18 likes. Let's get that number up fast. 18 likes is pretty good. I'm not too upset with that right now. Matthew says, we had about 4 hours of snow for the year. I got 2 shots. I know, like sometimes it's like before I even get all my gear, get the camera, get my figures and accessories out, it's raining and the snow is gone. It's like, not this year. I'm really happy about that. G. Brew, the wind was so strong in Cleveland that it blew Lake Erie so far from the shoreline. You could walk across the lake floor and see all the little islands like surreal ice cream cones. That's cool. That'd have been a fun little photo shoot. I'm always thinking on that. I'm like, oh man, this would be so great to take XYZ figure out there and shoot. I guess that's the life of a figure collector, right? Green Man, what's up? Hit the like button. Ken Robinson says, what's up, Jeff? I'm definitely going broke this year. So much good stuff. No snow out here in Cali, though. Yeah, I would be worried if you were getting snow out there. That would be like, oh, no, what's happening? I need to get Deer Park to sponsor one of these episodes with how fast I'm drinking these water bottles. Anyway, I've asked you guys, if you felt so inclined to share with me your action figure art, your shots, your figures that you're posing, however way you do them. You don't have to be a professional to get spotlighted focus here. And Blake took me up on that offer. So he sent me his Dr. Octopus movie version. And I can't believe this figure is actually holding up Spider-Man. That's so cool. And that is a really fun figure. And I haven't gotten all into these movie figures, but that one looks like one I'm going to have to get. And here's another shot of them. They're posing for the camera. But I mean, look at that. The Joker's actually holding up Spider-Man. No problems. Got the tentacles big enough that he can actually wrap them up. And that is most impressive, as Darth Vader would say. So thank you for sending those along, Blake. And Mike Heck sent me his G.I. Joe setup. And that's just really fun. The His tank, of course, dominating the shelf. Got some trees on there, some foliage, if you will. Crimson Guard, Storm Shadow, Python Patrol bats, the Super 7 comic book color bat, Croc Master out here. Just a lot of fun action going on with the Joes, the Cobras in action. And I always love that. So hit me up, send them my way on Instagram if you want to get featured. You don't have to do anything outside of sending it to me. So yeah, do that because I love seeing all your cool action figure shots. Oh, people did get pictures of it. I'm like 15 minutes or so from the lake. Woo! That is wild. Man, I can't. I'm sure people were getting a lot of good photos out there with that. Russell Lemieux says Black Widow should be the standard, but dang, if this Marvel chooses to do less. Also, the figs could use to renew your Val's body. Be great, but no, I haven't gotten there yet. We'll get there. Kelly Cox says, yeah, I wouldn't take my figures out in the snow now. The plastic would turn brittle and shatter, I'm sure. Yeah, if it's that cold out by you, you probably don't want to. But if it's that cold, you probably don't want to be out there either. Um, for me, I always had this psychological thing. It doesn't matter how cold it is, as long as there's snow, because I feel like it's all right. This justifies it being that cold. And I'm bundled up, got my gloves, I've got my big thick ones, then I got my smaller ones that I could actually shoot and pose the figures. The problem is always making sure I keep up with the accessories. So I bring a little bag out there with me. So every time I'm shooting and then moving them, I put the accessory down. The classified series figures with the removable clips are kind of tricky because it's like, oh no, where'd it go? Fortunately, most of their accessories are cast in black plastic, so it's pretty easy to find in the snow. I'm seeing likes out there, so thank you. I appreciate you all responding to the call from Green Man, and who else was putting a call out there for likes? Don't want to forget you. Oh, Badger Wolf Prime. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all getting the word out. X says, what do you think of the new space bike with Lobo? I think it's pretty cool. I see pictures and they look massive. Just the box alone is like, wow, that thing is crazy. And I haven't picked it up yet. I'm still on my temper tantrum mode with McFarlane because of this crisis wave. So I'm a little bit salty with him right now. Not just because it's snowing out there, but I'm still a little bit bitter about his decisions with that wave to put them exclusively on a site with those ridiculous prices. But yeah, this space bike, the space hog, is very cool. I like the dog chilling on there as well. And it's a really nice looking set. It does not look like it's too small, and it really looks like from people's box sets coming in at the door that is really massive and takes up a good amount of space, which you would want for something like this for Lobo. It's a pretty decent size figure. I love those head sculpts. They look nice and crazy and just wild, ready to do the thing. Definitely reminiscent of some of those old comic book covers from back in the day. So I'm probably going to get it. I'm just kind of right now on a little bit of a protest. Although it looks like coming up next week, we're going to see that new Superman coming. So that might end my strike pretty quickly. Leroy Waters, what's going on? What's up, Jeff? I have some figure pics I'd like to show off. Where do I send them for you? You can send them one or two places. You can send them to my email. That's lylesmoviefiles@gmail.com. Or you can just find me on Instagram. That's Lyles Movie Files there too. So nice and easy, real simple. James Moore, hey, love those snow pics. They were so much fun to shoot. I did this whole thing where it's like, oh, I'll just do this one shot of snow job. And then it became this whole, oh, I could take the Arctic back out there and do a whole thing. So it kept evolving. And I was like, I really should go inside and get some hot chocolate. But you give me some snow that I can actually have my figures falling over as I'm trying to pose them, and I don't see the grass underneath, I want to stay out there even longer. So I had way too much fun doing that. Dark Knight 297. What's good, Jeff? It's freezing out here in Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn is in the house, and yeah, I'm sure it is chilly. The only reason the cold and I get along is when we get some snow. When there's no precipitation, specifically snow, I'm like, this is not for me. I'm going to go back inside and get into a blanket, sit next to the fire, and take it easy. G-Brew, cold enough, I've been wearing layers to work. Normally about 15 minutes after I arrive, the hoodie or sweater comes off, and I spend the next 7 hours and 45 minutes in just a t-shirt. Not so this week. Freezing. That's no good. Snake Eyes Jeff, did you see the tidal wave from the Transformers line? Yes. Did? Let's see here. Where would I go to pull up pictures of tidal wave? I did see it. Let's see here. I saw a lot of cool things over this past week. Some stuff was like, oh man, that's really exciting. Like I said before, I'm very much a oh that's cool, but some things I just am not that interested in because it's not what I care about. Tidal Wave looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna get them, but definitely a cool looking figure and huge, massive, kind of fits in well with the whole motif, the theme. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if there are any more pictures. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that looks like a Decepticon, massive, massive robot, a Titan, and so that's cool. I love this shot here. There's a lot going on with them, and you can't go wrong with me with a purple and gray Transformer or Decepticon in particular. So very cool battleship. I don't know. Maybe if I find this at a decent, and by decent I mean like on sale price, I may grab them, but it's not one that I'm like, oh man, I've needed this figure all my life. But it really looks impressive. Jaylet, I feel you and your saltiness, Jeff. I pre-ordered Lobo and the Space Hog. Dude, it legit takes up about the same amount of shelf space as a his tank. Wow. See, that's pretty impressive because it looks good. And, the promo pictures, I'm like, oh, that looks really nice. But it's like, man, my McFarlane shelf, because I have like the major IKEA, the Billy bookcase for my DC Classics figures. And then I got a smaller, thinner one, and that's was for my overflow DC Classics. And then the next shelf was the DC Icons, the next shelf, DC Essentials. So then I have just like a little bit of shelf space left over for the DC Multiverse figures. Clearly, the Space Hog is not going to fit on that. I think what I'm going to have to do is use that top shelf for the Space Hog when I do get it. And man, I really wish I had another his tank. I feel bad for just getting one, but it's like, your wallet and your common sense says you can only get one. Krillin Enjoyer says Power Princess is better, greater than Todd's Wonder Woman. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing either. Jamelin, Red Tornado and Animal Man also showed up this week to spite me. I did get Red Tornado, and I got Red Tornado because I figured he was going to be somebody I wasn't going to trust Target.com to get me the most pristine paint job. Fortunately, when Todd gets new stuff in the stores, he's got like 4 or 5 he can choose the best paint job for. So it's like, all right, cool. And there were some, I feel like for the most part, he didn't have sketchy paint work on his figures, but gold and dark red or combination, I needed to make sure I had the best one. Having said that, as soon as I open the package, I'm going to scrape some of that gold paint, so it's not even going to matter. James Moore, so hard to do snow backdrops down here in Western Australia as it doesn't snow. Yeah, I think that would be pretty tricky. Topher Supreme, glad you got to play in the snow. I had to plow it, which isn't as much fun. But you could make massive snow forts. You just kind of maneuver them properly. And then remember where you plow all that snow, and then you got snow mountains. So that would be fun. But yeah, I would imagine when any work is involved with the snow, not nearly as much fun. I had to shovel the next day. I was like, I should have done this earlier. Kelly says for those crisis figures to get to that price, they have to be near perfect, and I'm not seeing it. Me neither. I really wish they were better, but no, they're not $40 worth. GMJR30 says there is nothing special about Power Princess beside her face. That wave is trash. Bringing the heat right away. John Morrissey, what's up, man? Hey, Jeff and chat crew, I finally made my first live show. Thrilled to be here. Thrilled to have you. Hopefully this won't be your only one this year. Russell Lemieux says, it's been single digits all week in frozen Minnesota. Sheesh. Lost in Wallace says, Nightfall Batman isn't a Legends figure, obviously, but for me, that's a reference quality multiverse figure. I agree, it's a great figure, and I really wish he would keep cranking them out on that level of quality. Although Red Tornado does look pretty good. Animal Man looked interesting. There was something about the mouthpiece section of the mask that was throwing me off when I saw it in person. But to get that figure for $20, much better deal. Lawson, nothing feels quite so great as that pain in your back from shoveling snow for hours. We get nearly that much. Yeah, I've had that pain. Like, see, I should have been out here multiple times so I didn't have this back-breaking snow to shovel. After Child, I like to get Red Tornado. Not paying $40. Red Tornado, at least here in the States, is $20. So totally different than those Crisis figures. And that's why it's like, why am I paying twice as much for a figure with less accessories? And Red Tornado is a pretty good looking figure. Animal Man has more than these Crisis figures and has way, way, way more. All right, so of course, it's that portion of the day of the show where I ask you guys what y'all got this week. I'm gonna start off as usual. So today I was able to grab this. Not so much Behemoth, but man, I was so happy. You know, during Christmas, they had Jango Fett's Slave One. I refuse to call it Starship. That's goofy and silly. Slave One for the Macro Galaxy Squadron series. And I got hooked onto this line. And, you know, not much articulation for the figures, but they look fun. And this was originally $20, and it's now in clearance at Target for $8, something like that. I was like, whoa, it's time to buy it. And I was happy to get it. So another ship that I need to figure out where the heck I'm going to display it, but I've got it now. And then the other one, which is definitely not on clearance, but I was happy to get, was Strongheart from NECA's Dungeons and Dragons line, and just all those cool accessories, display options for him. I'm still waiting on my War Duke to come from my affiliate Entertainment Earth, but yeah, really happy to get him and looking forward to getting more of these Dungeons and Dragons figures. What all did y'all get? Dark Knight 297. Finally got my classified mutt in. 2 dope figures. In Junkyard, and we're getting more snow tomorrow. Don't want it. Matthew says, I got a glow light that looks like the moon. Going to take some moon night photos tonight. Show them along to me. I can't wait to see those. Those always look fun, I think. JMJR30. Wonder Woman just came in today. I took so many dynamic photos for Instagram. And Red Tornado. I had first appearance Soups and Ham and put him back for RCRT and thank Rotten Tomatoes for Red Tornado when I saw him. I do like Red Tornado. He looks cool. I need to actually open him and put him up next to my top tier DC Multiverse figures, Batman, Flash, and more or less that Superman Action Comics 1000. I still think he needs to get topped, but he's pretty good for now. Russell Lemieux, Mutt's face was kind of rough. I mean, I love the pun, but I mean, the head sculpt was great. Tom Finn, I got absolutely nothing this week, which is actually kind of nice after being bombarded with figures the last 6 weeks. I bet you and your wallet appreciated it. Jamelin, nice. Yeah, I have a problem with that line. I'm slightly addicted. I hope it keeps going. Looks like I'll be swinging by Target in the morning. Good luck, man, because that is like I love when I can get those from clearance. Jay, didn't get any figures, but my order special effects from Can of Beans arrived. Oh, cool. What effects did you get? Lawson says, I got Lobo, Tunnel Rat, Red Tornado, Animal Man, Dark Wolf, Fire Nice, cool looking figure, an extra Shadow Tracker, Wonder Woman, and Power Princess. I've only opened Lobo so far. You had a nice haul this week. 80s Game from the 90s. Jeff! What's up, everyone? Is anyone excited for Tuesday? What's going on Tuesday? I don't want to rush through my weekend. Devin, nothing this week. I'm waiting on pre-orders. Can't wait for the next round of Retro Spidey. Yeah, it seems like some people are already getting those, so maybe you'll get them next week. Lawson. Oh, I did open Animal. Painted the Wolverine figure to look more realistic. G-Brew, mostly just picked up some used paperbacks, waiting on some other Big Bad Toy Store pre-orders to drop so I can ship out my Mayfax Ivy. Nice. Sorry, Alligator. I've been dipping into Marvel Select, that Beta Ray Bill, Venom, etc. Really like the scale. It really works on some figures, and I love when you can mix and match them with your Marvel Legends, because it's like, yes, this is the size that figure needed, and he works in just fine with Marvel Legends. Ben Doom, got Red Tornado, the Lobo Space Hog, two older Marvel figures, Iron Man 2020 and Rage. I really like the Iron Man 2020 more than I thought. I was like, oh, okay, maybe. But when I got him in hand, I was like, oh, this is a great figure. I'm glad I got him, even though I didn't get him until long after 2020. Also pulled the trigger on my first 1/6 scale figure, Storm Shadow. Which company version did you get? Oh, there's a new live stream from the Star Wars Black Series team. No, 80s kid, I can't get too worked up about them. I feel like on Tuesday, when I do my recap, I'm not going to be as excited as you. And I feel like when it's over, you're still going to be asking for Captain Rex and multiple clones. And they excel at making us disappointed. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that there will be something I like. They'll release it in a way that's easy to get. They won't send Army Builder exclusives to GameStop or Walmart. And yeah, they can figure all that good stuff out. But hopefully they'll work it out on Tuesday. Tom Finn, I placed an order with Can of Beans last night. Got the speedball effects and the Jujutsu Kaisen cursed energy effects. That's cool. Oh no, Penguin managed to get my Marvel Legends Ock this week, but his right arm is super loose out the box. That's no good. It's the worst when you get a figure, especially when you've been looking forward to, and it's all shifty and all messed up with the joints right away. It's like, let me do that. Don't come out the package like that. Oh, nice. Storm Shadow's a 3-0 made figure. 3-0's making some cool looking Joes. Lawson, I pre-ordered Grey Hulk and Patch today. Nice. Jeeber, I did order some Mythic Legions bits to better outfit my female elf Legion builder. Very cool. Jay Woods, very impressed so far with Cano Beams. Highly recommend. Yeah, some of my friends get a lot of Cano Beams work, and they're always raving about what they get, and they look cool too. So definitely somebody worth picking up stuff from if you want all those all those accessory parts. All right, so let's go on into it. I talked about what I got, and you all told me what you got. Also, there's something cool I did this week. Oops, there we go. Jalen, Captain Rex. Jeff, what version of Rex are you after? I feel like they've done him several times. A basic one. I missed out on. I guess they didn't do the one they showed us on Bad Batch because I think they teased it and then it didn't come out. I just need a regular Captain Rex because my Star Wars Clone Wars display is really missing him. I gotta show a picture next time so y'all can see how my Clone Wars display is coming. But yeah, it's really in need of Captain Rex and like 18 or 80 more clone troopers and super battle droids without 3PO's head. We'll get on there. Stephen Boyd. Hey everybody. What's up, Stephen? Hot Marv got Marvel Select Red Hulk in the mail today. He's a big chunk of plastic and looks great with decent articulation. Recommended. I think theirs was better than the Marvel Legends one. So yeah, I'm happy you're excited about getting that figure because it definitely looks a lot better than what Hasbro put out for us. I'm excited for it snowing because I can take a photo of a New Hope Vader in the snow, recreating that final moment of Clone Wars. Ooh, 80s. That's a great idea, and I could do that. I might have to dust off a little stuff and try to figure out what I could use for spaceships, but I do have an Ahsoka. I can put those lightsabers in the snow. So there you go. That's a fun idea. I may have to borrow your idea. David Thanos, what's up, man? How you doing? Jay, with Marvel Legends' recent release of Vision, I can state emphatically I like the Marvel Select version better. Why is that? Russell, what was $8.99 at Target? That DSHR, oh, the Diamond Select Red Hulk is top tier. Nice. Hang them off your ceiling. Well, there you go. I've got plenty of ceiling space, and it's far enough away from the fan that should work out. So don't be surprised next time you see a bunch of ships hanging in the background. All right, so this week I got to do something really cool. I got to talk to Joshua Williamson about his work on Duke #1 and Cobra Commander 1 with Skybound Entertainment, part of the Energon universe. And I've met Joshua before at Awesome Con, and he's a really cool guy. And if you like G.I. Joe, you like Transformers, I definitely recommend picking up every one of these Energon books. But what's fun to me was we ended up talking about uh, classified series figures. So let's see if you all can actually hear this along with everything else.
Lifelong G.I. Joe fan too. Like I mean, I'm a big G.I. Joe guy. You can't tell like this is all DC stuff, but if you look over here, I have a bunch of the toys and stuff over here, and so it's like I have a lot of I have all the classified toys. I have all of the repaints. Like I'm a big G.I. Joe guy, and like
I was going to ask
you. Oh, dude, yeah, I have them. I have this Cobra Commander on my desk. I have the one from his tanks.
Oh, great. I still have to unbox mine.
Oh, dude, yeah, I unboxed mine like the day I got it. Actually, yeah, I love it. That's actually over here. I have no idea where to put that.
So yeah, you can check out the full interview over on Lyle's Movie Files, that YouTube channel. So you can check it out. But it was really fun, and we talked a lot about classified series, a lot more than I was expecting. It was like, oh shoot, I got to talk to him for like another half hour. So much fun. So anyway, check it out. He was mentioning how he wants to work in some of the new characters and the temptation to avoid working in somebody like Wolf Spider right away. So check it out, and definitely check out those comic books because Duke, Cobra Commander were awesome and a really cool start to what they're doing now with G.I. Joe. 80s Kid says the only Marvel Legends stuff I'm buying this year is X-Men related. Man, they got you. Lawson, when my kicks start, Robo Skull 2 finally comes in. When I'm in my late 70s, I'll enjoy playing Red Shadow's Battle in the retirement home. But I'm willing to wait for it. It looks to be awesome. GM says the DS Vision is way better with crazy accessories. That's another vote for that. Russ Lemieux says that D&D Dwarf is live on Target. Yeah, my buddy sent me the link for it. It's like, I'm so far behind, and I kind of like I want to get War Duke first, but I got him on a pre-order, so I'm just waiting for him to get in stock. He's in the shipping soon from Entertainment Earth, so any day now. Hopefully, I'll have him in Strongheart battling it out. Those would be fun to take out in the snow too. Hello, everyone. What are we talking about right now? So much stuff. Glad to see you here. Welcome aboard again. 80s Kid, I saw your interview. It was awesome. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate that. And he was super awesome. Lawson, Joshua seemed like a nice fellow. It was a great interview. Thank you so much, Lawson. James, that was an amazing interview, Jeffrey. Thank you. Mr. G1 001. Any new info on the starting lineup Series 2 NBA? No. I picked up Jason Tatum and Giannis for like $10 each at the local Marshalls here in New York City. No, that line is so done, so dead. I think their biggest problem among so many was they probably didn't need to start off with modern players. They should have done some legends because they could have gotten the likenesses better and not have to worry about tennis shoe licenses, tattoos not being there. I think that was a big problem, but also their price tag was wild. I also think one thing that really hurt them was just doing one wave. If they had shown a second wave, I think people whose teams weren't represented with season one or series one might have been more inclined to pick up a figure here and there just so they can have somebody square off against their rival when they get that player that they like. And I thought just doing one wave and going, here we go, didn't really work out too well. And the result is finding those figures at Marshall's. I think I deleted a picture, but I went to one Marshall's and they had so many Giannis figures. I was like, did anyone want the former MVP? Because the shelves were so full of his figures. It's like, gosh, no one has any respect for this man. And I guess I did delete it, but it was like probably no joke, like 15 in one of those little end caps. Crazy. Go Bucks. Yeah, you can easily find a Giannis figure. Kelly, Lawson, that Robo Skull is incredible. Hopefully sooner than later for you. Jamie, yeah, that was a great interview. I loved your questions, Jeff. I can watch you guys talk comics and toys for hours. Yeah. I was like, man, we just go another half hour. But hopefully we'll get to do it again soon. Russell Lemieux, the Mayfax Hush line is fine. Which one did you just get? I really enjoyed all the figures I've gotten so far. Russell, Walmart exclusives are like trying to catch a genie in the bottle. Yeah, I mean, and not even Christina Aguilera. David Thanos says, mix up Legends with Modern. They should have been priced at $25. David Thanos, no respect for Giannis. Remember, he failed last year. He learned from it. That's the important thing. Kelly, I feel bad for anyone who bought those starting lineups in Canada. $80? Good gosh. See that? The price for those figures was insane. And it took for them to go to discount, for them to go into stores. And I don't understand how you would think a line would work if you don't have them so people could buy them from seeing the package on the shelf. Now that you could see them because they're still in the box, no window phase. Dark 1997 met Joshua Williamson at New York Comic Con 2019. Mad cool. He is. We talked and took photos together. He was so cool. And I find like for the most part, I can't remember having bad interactions with comic book writers and artists, but he was very cool and one of those like, oh man, you were on top of things, and you know his Superman run has been really good too, and just what he's working on has been good. Batman and Robin. So if you like comic books, old school fans who kind of disgruntled what they're doing nowadays, read some of this stuff. It's really good. All right, so let's see. We've got that down. Let's go on to the next part. Oh, so today, or I guess late last night, Hot Toys revealed this banger figure, the Black Manta from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I have not watched this movie, but this Black Manta figure looks insane. I mean, look at this trident with all this detail. It actually slips in here, so you can make a longer trident, but that detail is outstanding. And the helmet, oh wow, great stuff there. So much good detail in this figure. And I have no real interest in buying more DC Extended Universe figures, but I can't imagine them doing a better version of Black Manta than this one. So probably gonna get this, put them alongside my Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Still haven't gotten an Aquaman. I don't know if I should get this Jason Momoa version or wait for James Gunn to do his version, but I really like how this figure turned out. And those eyes actually light up, so it's got some LED action going there too. And yeah, it's a nice looking figure. Tons of good stuff. Different tridents. It's got one with the green lit effect and light up backpack and little battle damage eyepieces. No removable helmet so we can see Black Manta's face, but it's close enough. And really, this is his look. I don't need to see unmasked Black Manta. No need for that. But there you go with that figure. So another one I'm really excited about. Probably gonna have to end up picking him up. Snake Eyes, that Hot Toys looks amazing. He does. Top end. Now that's reference. Wow, nice as Blake. The Black Manta just has an amazing design. All the figures from Superpowers to Hot Toys look great. This is very true. I don't think I've seen a Black Manta figure where I was like, that's not bad. That's not a good figure. The McFarlane Toys one looks really good for $20. And yeah, of course, they add a little bit of modern movie design detail to it. But I think his just overall base design is so cool. It's like, I can go overlook this stuff. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, he's still like a very reasonable price. Let's see how hard Black Manta would be to find on Target's website. Oh, it looks like the actual low price version, the $20 one, is not available now. That's unfortunate. I feel like I haven't seen this figure, but the 12-inch one looks great. Got the 4-inch one, got the 12-inch one, but no sign of the old school one. Just a lot of t-shirts, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, it doesn't look like they've got the regular version. So hopefully I can track that down because that does look like a nice figure. Kelly Hawks. Ashley looks evil. Yeah. And with the helmet. So that's really impressive. G-Brew, didn't those starting lineups come with NFTs or some stupid like that? Also, met Chris Claremont in Canton in October 2022. Got my original New Mutants Marvel graphic novel signed. It was dope. Met him at New York Comic Con, maybe back in 2018. He was really cool. I was, it's funny with some creators. It's like, oh my gosh, you're the guy who did all this stuff that I've been enjoying for decades. He was very nice and really cool. And I don't know if you guys can see it in the background. Did meet Kevin McGuire, got him to sign my Justice League collage image, and that was really fun too. Super cool. David Thanos, waiting for the McFarlane Mana to go on clearance to put my Super Friends villains. Oh, you've seen it in stores. Okay, that's good. Jam Junior 30. I went to the comic shop recently to pick up Diamond Select Invisible Woman, but left with Alyssa Mesa. I don't know who that figure is. What's Alyssa from? James Green. Jeff, the G.I. Joe new comic, is that the one you were saying to read, the zombie one? If so, it's good so far. So they're doing two things. Larry Hama, who's done G.I. Joe since Marvel Comics way back in the 80s, his original run is continuing through with Skybound, and they're just letting him do his deal. And it's been wild with the zombies and Serpentor Khan, crazy ideas. Yes, so that's one. And then they're doing this Energon universe deal where Void Rivals, Transformers, and G.I. Joe exist in the same world. So there's no need to, hey, here's a really special crossover. They're just part of a connected universe. And for those of you all who got a little disgruntled with the MCU, this one feels like the makings of a movie, and it's been really amazing so far. Void Rivals started everything, and that's the new kid on the block, but it feels like something we would have really enjoyed back in the 80s, like as if they made a cartoon out of it, and we will want all the figures, all the characters, every toy from it. It's been really fun. Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead, Invincible, is the one writing that one, and Daniel Warren Johnson is doing Transformers, and Transformers has been like the Transformers in a battle royal. It's been amazing. And he's done something unconventional with it where it's not all of the normal Autobots and the Decepticons you would expect. No Bumblebee, which is wild. And he's starting their introduction to the real world. And that also dovetails into what's going on with the G.I. Joe books. There's no dedicated G.I. Joe title right now. And it's really starting from the beginning. So we're getting the origins of Duke and Cobra Commander. And Duke and Cobra Commander are really starting from some really interesting places. Duke is in this conspiracy thriller, kind of like a Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So if you like that, definitely recommend picking that up. It's you did not see any giant robots running around. And Cobra Commander is like a sci-fi horror film, which is really a different direction than I thought they were going to take it. But Joshua Williamson is making both Duke and Cobra Commander work. If you're G.I. Joe fans, you're really going to dig it because he's pulling from the cartoon. He's pulling from the comic book, the Larry Hama run. So exciting. And I talked a lot about that, so that was wild. But anyway, check those books out. I think you'll enjoy it. After Child, it does look good. Black Man is an awesome character. I had the other Black Man. I was happy with that one, like the orange stripes. It's a cool figure. So yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't feel the need to do a new one. Critical Enjoyer. If John Kent isn't a kid again, I don't care about modern comics. Listen, oh man. I had to revisit the New Avengers run to appreciate Brian Michael Bendis again because his work on DC was making me pull my hair out. I was going a real Homer Simpson, just like, what are you doing? But yeah, he made all kinds of bad decisions with it. And I love Super Sons, and I was just like, come on, man. You just took all the fun out of this for no reason, just so you could throw Superboy into your whack Legion of Superheroes book. Anyway, yeah. McFarlane Black Manta Page Punchers. That was a good-looking figure, too. Sorry, alligator. Chamberlain, the lack of tattoos was the first thing I noticed about those starting lineup figures, but I honestly think people would have forgiven that. Any iffy likenesses, other shortcomings, they had way too much stuff. KP, Black Manta looks like future Ant-Man. Future Ant-Man wishes he looked as cool as Black Manta. If they had foregone the stupid NFT, dropped the sneaker brands, and priced them to move, heck, take Page from Todd and throw in real printed. Yes, I don't know what they were thinking. It was like they had the worst decision makers with that brand who thought they knew how to market them as figures, but had no clue. And that's what you get. Snake Eyes. Hey, Jeff, I have a question. Can I still get the Hot Toys Arkham Knight Red Hood from Batman Arkham Knight? Check over at Sideshow Collectibles. That's probably the best place to go. Although, also have to recommend Alter Ego Comics. They don't have as many backlogged figures, but you could try them. Big Bad Toy Stores also has some degree of Hot Toys figures, like archive figures, but you might be running short on that now. Tom Finn saw the Page Puncher 6-inch comic Aquaman at Walmart this morning. I know it's been out for close to a year now, but never really paid any attention to it. It's a cool looking figure. Yeah, they've done some pretty good work with Aquaman and his family. So yeah, not surprised that you liked it. Lawson, it's funny, I had the chance to get that retro platinum, more comic accurate colored Wonder Woman, but I was also happy with the regular one. So I decided to skip it. Got to show more straight in 2024. I am with you. Oh, okay. The Lady Cow from Gargoyles. I got you. David, thank you. Amazon has Manta in stock now, so I can go to my own affiliate and get them. Thank you. Tom Finn, I like the standard Wonder Woman much better myself. Tom Finn, thank you for that. G. Brew, Claremont did a Q&A panel. His wife called him in the first 10 minutes, did not care at all that he was doing a Q&A, which led to my wife's she, who must be obeyed, says hello. Toy Boys, is it real that we will have a Secret Wars wave? There will be a classic I wish there was a classic Cyclops. Toy Boys, I really hope so. We are getting a Secret Wars wave because Rectangular leaked it, and Rectangular's track record for leaks from last year was 100%. So I'm going to assume we're going to see that. Actually, I think that was JT Prime. Don't want to miscredit him. JT Prime broke the news of the Secret Wars wave. That was a tongue twister. So yeah, JT Prime is pretty good with his leaks as well. So I'm thinking we're going to see that. But there's so many Secret Wars characters that Cyclops may be short, but I'm hoping he'll get in there because I can use an updated version of him on that Vulcan body. Matthew, I don't know if I like the Cobra Commander story, nor the Prince or Khan story. Just don't know where you go from there. I think with the Prince or Khan, there's lots of ways they can go back, tone it down, and go more realistic. I think it's a wild story. I don't like Revenge, the Cyborg Ninja Crew, but I'm kind of interested in seeing G.I. Joe just mass destroy a bunch of zombies. The Cobra Commander story, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it yet, but I am very interested in seeing where that goes. Excuse me. DJ Jedi, what's going on? Bendis' best work tend to be solo stuff like Daredevil. And I really enjoyed his Daredevil work. I thought that was good. I never went around and read his Alias book, but I'm assuming it was going to be as good as Daredevil. I need to read it. I'm really having a totally different, like a revelation about his new Avengers run. Because I was real, like, I'm a huge Jeff Johns fan, and I loved his work in DC. So when he came over to do Avengers, I was so excited. Like, oh man, it's going to be awesome. And he had like, 3 trades worth of stories. And I really enjoyed them. And then he left and they brought in Bendis, who disassembled the Avengers. And I was like, what are y'all doing? And now with several years in hindsight, now I can appreciate it more and go, okay, he was really doing something different. I still don't know if they needed Wolverine on that team, but besides that, I love the mishmash of characters who are never Avengers material, holding up the name of the Avengers after Civil War splits the team, and then Norman Osborn comes to power. So I'm definitely having a different thought on it now than when I was reading it, like, oh, this is all bad. Lawson, I got to draw Black Man a few times for DC Universe kids books back in the day. Always fun drawing that character. He has such a great design. DJ Jedi. Bendis' best work was self-contained solo titles like Daredevil and Ultimate Spidey. Powers was excellent too. He tended to go off the rails with crossovers though, and his DC work, yeesh. If I could times infinity his DC work, I would. It's so bad, so bad. Lawson, Secret Wars way better have Rogue in her classic gear. Yeah, I mean she needs to be a locked-in member of that lineup. If we get her in a bunch of repaints, I'll be like, you missed out on a chance to do this character and that one, but I'll be okay because this should be where we get Rogue. And oh, there's a comic Titanium that wave too, Tom Finn. And Shebrew, give me all the Cyclops costumes ever on the updated body. All the Cyclopses. Also all the Rogue and Kitty Prydes. All of them. Yeah, I'm with you on Cyclops. Give me all of them on this Vulcan mold. I really like that for him and definitely need to check it out. DJ Jedi, Alias is excellent. Highly recommend. I figured it would because, I don't know, it's different when they're on the rise and it feels like all their stuff is just really good. And then they get to a point where they're like the top dude writing in comics, where they hit this point where it's like, all right, this is all really solid. And then there's the inevitable downside. It's like, the decline is not great, but when they get here and their rise, it's awesome work. So I'm gonna have to check out Alias. Jibra, I think Bendis' creator-owned crime comics, like Jinx and Torso are probably his best work. I haven't heard about Torso. I have heard on Jinx. I have to check those out too. John Morrissey. Jeff, I cannot thank you enough for suggesting that we watch the collection video that Jay Woods posted on his channel. It's even better than you promised. Thanks for spreading the love, Jeff. Absolutely. I mean, Jay's collection videos are awesome. Tom Finn. How about She-Hulk, Titanium, the Wrecking Crew for Secret Wars? We call it a wave. I know it will never happen. It will not. I had to put in Wrecker for my Wrecking Crew choice because I figure the rest of them, they need to redesign a new body, even though I think that Hercules one works just fine. Then it should never work on DC Comics again. What he did with John Kent will never be forgiven. Shoot, what he did with Mr. Oz, I mean, there was just so much stuff on that excellent Superman run. He was just like, let me do some lip service so I can say that I didn't totally trash it and then trash it. But it was not fun. Critical enjoy. Ultron Unlimited Kang Dynasty was peak Avengers comics. The Johns era was good, but too short. It was way too short. I mean, if he had gotten like a 3 or 4 year run on that, I feel like we would have had no choice but to look at it as highly favorable as we did the Busick, Perez, and all of his other artists run, because that was great. I feel like Johns was like 2 or 3 more years from getting that mark too. Toy Boys, do you think that McFarlane is leading his toy line to death with this new crazy pricing? Apparently it's a one-off price scale, but I feel like that's not the wave to do it. Why don't you do one of your wacky variants of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman? Charge $80 for that wave, or $40, and do it there, not characters that we actually want, and then have all these kind of issues with. But I feel like if they were at Target for $20, I'd have no problem, or $25, because that's the price he charged for Build-A-Figure waves. That'd have been fine, but I mean, there are some issues with those figures that I cannot overlook to pay $40 for. David Thanos says, my biggest Cyclops want is Wolverine and the X-Men. That was a very underrated animated series. It was very good. 80s Kid, I'm hoping they release Spider-Man from the Amazing Friends 3-pack in that Secret Wars wave. I mean, there's so many different ways they can put Spider-Man out. I don't want to waste a Secret Wars slot for a Spider-Man when you can put Spider-Man out in his own, line. So I would hold off on that. Afterchild, there has been a red She-Hulk Marvel Legends figure. I'll have to track it down for you. But yeah, they did do one. Don't forget Goldfish for Bendis Crime Lord books. So lots of good stuff from Bendis. All right, good deal. Let's see here. So, because I feel like I'm just going to need to set up a whole dedicated comic book channel because I can talk about comics as long as I talk about action figures. So let's see here. So today we got the pre-orders up for the Hulk, kind of Mr. Fix-It style, and Wolverine in his patch attire, tuxedo boys rocking their thing. This went up today. You can get it from Amazon, you can get it from Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Hasbro Pulse, etc. I really wish the Hulk had enough articulation with his arms that he could actually cross them like that cover. Wolverine looks great. I feel like this is one where if I see it for $25 at Target or $30 at Target, I'll grab it. But the limitations on Hulk kind of hold it back for me. But I think it's a pretty decent set. I know some of you all said you pre-ordered. And are you guys excited about it? Yeah, Jim. We do need a classic She-Hulk and Titania 2-pack. We absolutely need to do that. Blake, Love Triangle, Secret Wars 3-pack. Jaji, Depowered Colossus, and Human Torch. We need the Depowered Colossus because we haven't gotten him yet. And I don't know if we ever gotten him in Marvel Legends or any Marvel line. I love that costume because it's got the blue pants. He's rocking a full kind of Superman look, red, yellow, and blue. And yeah, I love that costume. I love that look for him. And we don't get enough opportunities. This would be a great way. And I'd love to see Johnny Storm and more of that predominantly black outfit that they had in Secret Wars. Give him a better head sculpt because I feel like we're still missing a true classic Johnny Storm head sculpt. So that would be a great way to get it done. I like the head sculpts, though, different from the Grey Hulk and the Banner Hulk 2-pack. Yeah, they are like lost in. For $60, I'll copper it after. Yeah, that price, I don't think that's a terrible price for it, but yeah, it's not enough to go, oh man, I've got to have it right now. Blake, Disney really should do a Mr. Fix-It live action series. Monsters in Las Vegas would be fire. And you can just throw in random Hulk villains coming through in the casino trying to rob it. It's like, oh no, of all the casinos in Vegas, I found the one that you had. Curtis LaJoy, that Fix-It needed interchangeable crossed arms like this SH Figure Arts DBZ toys. That would have done it. It didn't even need to have a super articulate. That interchangeable arms would have been perfect. And it looks like, he's using a basic Build-A-Figure buck anyway. So that would have solved that problem. Tom Finn, it pains me to say it, but that Marvel Legends Red She-Hulk is trash. That was back in the dark days of Hasbro Marvel Legends. I love the 3.75-inch Red She-Hulk, though. Yeah, she wasn't good. TC, look at top 10 best Legends of the 2020s. That's one of those things where I have to look at my master list on my reviews to see when the 2020 started. Maybe I'll break that down next week. Sorry, Alligator says the new Wolverine 2-pack just looks like a Mice and Men to me. Not feeling Hulk's stoic portrait. It's like the comic book cover, so I understand the way they did it, so that makes sense. I think it's just some alternate. They do have an alternate head sculpt with it, so I don't know. I like what they did. For me, that pose, it was how I would pose them on the shelf. It being missing is what's wrong with it. G-Brew, we're absolutely not. I'm sure it's the 80s Secret Wars and not the Hickman 2016. No, I think it's supposed to be an anniversary wave now to say that. I think it is supposed to be because the original Secret Wars came out in May of 84. Crazy. And so this is the anniversary for it. Tom Finn, I really want an updated Toy Biz Marvel Legends 2 Human Torch. Try it without the translucent plastic purchase. Yeah, for him and Iceman. I feel like the translucent is a cool idea, but it doesn't really work. It makes sense for those characters because they're not transparent. They're, you don't see through them when they're ice or when they're fired up. Jamelin, I still think Titania should be packed with either Absorbing Man or Volcana, but I guess She-Hulk would help herself. Poor Volcana. You know what? That 2-pack with Titania and Volcana would be a perfect use of Hasbro Pulse because they could go, sorry guys, we can't get out to retail, and conceivably find a reason to charge a little bit more because, hey, she's got all the spikes. Although I go, well, you did do the Destroyer figure. That wasn't ridiculously expensive. But I think that's the way they could work too. And maybe they could do it a 3-pack where Volcana's in her normal powered down look and then give her a powered up look. Maybe that could work too. Blake, how have we not gotten a Flash Thompson figure ever? Well, we did. We get the the Agent Venom. So we technically have a Flash figure, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Snake Eyes, I'm looking forward for the Wolverine and Sabretooth. That's a nice set. Or a General Ross. I mean, he's only one of the oldest villains in the Marvel lore. Literally, two ways. Older, because he's old, and he's been around forever as a bad guy. Would love a Volcano with the redone Molecule Man. His buck and hands were bigger than Hawkeye for some reason. Plus, give us the nerdy hit. Yeah, he needed an immediate he needed a immediately he needed a new figure. I was like, what is this? He's the tallest Doctor Doom, such a mess. And yeah, I would happily waste the spot in the Secret Wars wave to get a better scaled, better head sculpt version of him. Critical enjoyer. Yeah, Volcano was thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. And see, it was funny because they was totally fat shaming her in the comic book, which was wild reading it. Like, wow, they're really getting in on her. But okay, she was just healthy. Anyway, I was thinking about the topic and wondering how far back can we go for reference quality legends. All right, well, let's see here. G Bruce. So Secret Wars, like Ghostbusters and TMNT, turns 40 this year. Godzilla 70, Alien is 45, Ghostbusters 2 and Tim Burton's Batman are 35, and Woodstock was 55 years ago. Oh, man. Yeesh. That's scary. Tom Finn, Secret Wars wave is too good an opportunity to play the hits without investing in new tooling. Spider-Man, Cap, Iron Man, Thor, etc. We'll be pleasantly surprised if we get a first-in-line character. I think that's where it's going to be, but I really hope they don't waste one on Spider-Man. I think Cap, they could do the shading on the head. That's a way they could do that. Iron Man, I don't really know which way they would go with him because we've gotten a definitive Secret Wars era Iron Man. I think Thor, they could go lighter colors and give him a different couple of head sculpts. That could work, but yeah, I think you're going to be more right than I am on that. John, I'm waiting for this Hulk set to go on sale. Something I learned from this channel, Jeff. I saved so much money last year by waiting for sales on West Coast Avengers, the Mindless One Wave, etc. I'm happy to help. Jamlin, I like the Molecule Man figure, but I don't get why he is so big. So maybe he designed his molecules bigger. But yeah. Daredevil, Batman is 85 and Daredevil is 60. That's old heads up here in the comic book world. All right, so let's see. We've built it up, and it's time now for our question of the week. And this one comes from our guy, Pensive Melancholy, aka Mr. Cheeseburger. This was in response to the leaked list of Marvel Legends lineups with Secret Wars Wave included. This comment was, I've listened to collectors of Marvel Legends complain about the price, packaging, lack of accessories, incomplete teams, pin and joints, store exclusive, Hasbro business, paint apps, etc., etc. So why does anyone continue to collect the line? The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So my question, conundrum, is why do you continue to buy into a line that you as fans hate the company and hate the product they make? I think they hate the player, but don't hate the game. Anyway, so this made me think, and I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying the line. One, I love the figures, and I think there are tons of figures that I'm like, yeah, this is why I collect this line. This is why I'm all into Marvel Legends. Not just the incredible assortment of characters they've done. Granted, there's still 200 more characters that I want to see in the line, but they've done some amazing figures. And so that's why I pose a question to you. I feel like most of us are collecting Marvel Legends because they're figures that when they do it right, it is like, yes, this right here is why I'm collecting Marvel Legends. This figure's awesome. I never need to get another version of it. And so, I buy movies, and sometimes it's like, this is reference quality 3D. This is reference quality Blu-ray. This is reference quality 4K. So if you have somebody over and you go, this is how 4K is supposed to look, it's like, whoa, that's amazing. So I pose the question to you all. What is a reference quality Marvel Legends figure? I've got a bunch here on the desk, and some I'll just throw up just a few to get the conversation going. Of course, this Spiral figure. I mean, this. I'm never going to need another Spiral figure. They can go, here's one with slightly different hair. I don't care. This is a perfect Spiral. So much great work done on this figure, and she's just awesome. And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, there's going to be figures like Spider-Man that they're always going to find something to tweak, and here, let's do this, because you got to keep them in rotation for people who don't have that figure, who don't have an end-all be-all Spider-Man, and they can make just enough tweaks to make it better for us. But so he's not really going to be on this list. Although I don't know if I would ever need another symbiote Spider-Man, because that figure is really, really perfect. Baron Zemo is another one that they're just not going to top for me. I mean, this figure is awesome, and they just nailed everything I wanted in Baron Zemo with execution, right down to the leopard prints on the fur, collar, shoulder pads. Awesome figure. Another one, Doctor Doom. This figure was like, oh, I've waited so long to replace that old Doctor Doom figure, but this one, so good. Perfect figure for me. I mean, like, they put so much hard work and effort into it. It's like, yes, this is the ultimate Marvel villain in figure form with a really great figure. And I even got the rockets underneath his backpack. I mean, underneath his cape. Something I wouldn't have been like, oh man, he's great, but he's missing the rockets. They included that. So just great detail right down to the D belt logo. Continuing my villain theme with somebody pretty close to him, Kang. I think this figure is awesome too. I think this is probably the best use of that mold. Dedicated piping on his legs. The head sculpt, awesome as well. He have a nice big gun, but they even managed to get this tricky part of his shoulders down just fine. Some material is flexible enough. I don't need another Kang. This one's awesome and great. Let's see another one on the desk. Silver Samurai. I feel like he doesn't get enough love and attention, but this is a really good figure. So much more articulation than I was expecting. He gets some great poses. Now this torso section is what it is, but he can go really low, as you can see, and back pretty good amount. And they just put all the intricate design work that I needed on him. He's a really strong looking figure. I just think that was an unexpected banger figure. Another unexpected one that, not that I'm going to keep asking for this figure over and over, but one I think they executed so well is Maverick. And this is one I was like, okay, whatever. He was around for the 90s. But they did an excellent job pulling off all the details on him. Got the little coil deal on his helmet and backpack, just so. And he's a figure that really they knocked out. And, he's not one a lot of people are going to love, but really strong work on that guy. Another more recent one, Blob. I mean, this is just awesome, great, good articulation. I don't know if you can pick up all the flesh points, the little skin marks on him through the paint work, but it's really well done. Gave him an alternate head sculpt where he's eating, so that's really cool too. It's another one that I really like. Doctor Strange. This one, I really needed a better version so I could replace my Toy Biz one. They came through, delivered. The cape is up appropriately, so there's no issue raising his arm to cast spells. Really nice work on that. Now, yeah, they could have done a little design work. They could have painted that detail on the cape in. Maybe I'll get around to it. Maybe I won't, but I really love how that figure turned out. And I can finally replace my Diamond Select, my Marvel Select Thanos with this one. And he's really good and fun. And for that same reason, I can put the controller on this list too. And then those are just the ones that I had easily available without toppling everybody else on the shelf. Some of my other ones that I wanted to do a special mention and shout out to, the Ant-Man that just came out last year, the Target exclusive. Awesome figure. Love the metallic sheen on the helmet, the head sculpt, the expression is great. They're using a good body form. Perfect job on him. I'm good there. The Black Cat figure, the original one, I don't need another one from them. And this is before they were like, oh no, we can't make female figures that have any kind of physical attributes. And So she actually looks like Black Cat did in the comic book. So that's a rarity. And she could pose really well too. Classic Iron Man. They did a great job on him. Maybe the arc reactor color is not quite what I want, but I love the gold. I love the yellow one. Either way, I can't lose. Really nice work on him. Puma is another one I think they just absolutely knocked out. And he's like a second tier kind of Spider-Man villain, but they did a really exceptional job with him. And if you don't have him, he's worth tracking down. Love Dr. Octopus. They've actually got his size. They didn't sacrifice that because, oh, we don't want to mess him up. I love that you can actually swap out the old Toy Biz tentacles and plop those in there and get a little tighter fit, and they look better. So that's one. And then is the Warlock from the Build-A-Figure second wave of X-Men. Another one. Really well done. I wish that I had more New Mutants to pal around with them, but he's really nice. Sunfire, that's one I think really good. Makes great use of the butterfly shoulders, and he can do all of his posing that I really needed. Excellent work on him. Lady Deathstrike's another great figure. Mysterio, they knocked him out well. Kingpin, I love the Ultrons they've done. Ultron, Deathlock's fine too. Shocker, really great work on him. Hydro Man, let's see here. Electro, another one I love. Juggernaut's nice and big, beefy, and he can stand on one foot to do charging running poses. The Skrulls, the only problem with them, they still don't have them in rotation because I would really army build and have 20 and 30 Skrulls to fight all my Avengers and Fantastic Four. And the Fang figure, the one that just came out last year with the Chode Wave, really like how he turned out. And the Thing, the retro version, just because I love that expression. I know somebody earlier said they can't stand it, but I really like it. Let's see what you all say. All right, here we go. TC says no one else makes a cheap line of Marvel superheroes with the detailed sculpts and variety that Hasbro does. I think they do work out pretty well. Hasbro Legends. Out of every 5 figures they make, there's at least one figure that's really good. That's why I'm sticking. Yeah, Lost in they're just so when they knock them out, it's great. And then there's some figures. I mean, I rattled off a bunch of them. There's some that are really, really, really close that I would, like Tiger, for example. I don't need another Tiger figure, but if they were to do another one that had more of a physique, I'd be like, oh, she's great. I like that Warbird figure, but I'm really curious to see what the rumored new one's going to look like. The upcoming Wasp, she looks like she's going to get added to this list too. Although she's got so many costumes, I'm not going to be upset with the new one. The Hercules figure, the classic version, I should have had him on the list. He's a really good figure. I wouldn't mind getting the earliest attire of him, but the one that we got is really great. Lawson says, 60th Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, 80th Iron Man, 80th Hulk are reference worthy. 80th Classic Thor is almost worthy. He's more comic accurate. Mjolnir, New Vision is perfect reference figure. I still need to get that. Critical Enjoyer, modular Iron Man, pinless, shiny, perfect. It's a really nice one too. Blake says, we want Marvel Legends to be great. They aren't perfect, but I pick and choose the best ones. And the best ones are really good. We hate the bad ones and love the good ones. Simple. Yes. Lawson, none of the Fantastic Four figures that Hasbro's made are reference quality. Nope, no sir. I like the Reed figure they did. I think the Sues with hair swaps could be reference material. I think the retro Human Torch was really good. I feel like they just need to do a younger, smaller version of Johnny Storm to really get him down. And I like the Thing figures. I think they've done really good work putting all that detail into the sculpt and actually getting him to look great. The last retro one had the brim on his head right. And I like him. I know some people don't, but I was really happy with him. Kelly Cox, that Spiral is definitely a one and done. Jalen Parks, great pick so far. Thank you, my friend. Kang is up there. Yeah, he was one Because that original one that we got from Toy Biz and then Hasbro just re-released it was too small, too scrawny. It was like, this is so underwhelming. And when we got this one, it was like, oh, that is Kang. It just love how that figure turned out. TC, the Target exclusive Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man is awesome. Critical Enjoyer. Kang is perfect for sure. And Psycho Man. Psycho Man is pretty good too. I feel like my only issue is he couldn't hold on to his tablet too well. But yeah, he's nice and thick, which I like. And I was kind of thinking maybe they could have made him a little bit bigger, but he's a nice figure. Lawson says, if that Secret Wars mass Doom head was on the 80th body, it would be reference Doom for me. Maybe that's one that they'll put out in the 80th or the anniversary wave of Secret Wars. TC, that Dr. Doom is amazing. It's one of my favorites. Carlos Castillo, good evening, man. How you doing? James, Jeffrey, have you seen that Mezco Dr. Doom? Yeah, I have, and it looks really good. Really, really good. Chibru, Spiral, Age of Apocalypse Colossus. That was another one I was going to put on there. Mojo, yes. Blob, Silver Samurai, The Thing, Mr. Sinister, yes. Lady Deathstrike, I think I mentioned her. If I didn't, she's one for sure. Blake, recent reference figures for me, Target Ant-Man, Mark 1 Iron Man, yeah, that's another one. Hawkeye, Wonder Man, Destroyer, 80th anniversary of figs, Blob, Widow, basically classic figures have been great. They have been. Jeez, I can't believe, yeah, I'm going to put her on the thumbnail. Black Widow for sure, got to put her on there. Yeah, I love Dr. Doom, but I've only ever had him 3 times. Secret Wars, Toy Biz, and that Legends one you showed. All really great versions. Oh, and the 2-pack Secret War design. And I thought that one was really good too. TC, the Mark 1 Iron Man and Blob made a lot of people's top 10s in 2023. Well deserved too. They were really good figures. Lawson says, I've yet to see a great Thing figure. I took the Walmart one, resculpted the brow and head, shape of rocks, etc., and made it a good comic accurate version. Now I need to see how your version turned out. Did you call me Blob? Lawson, I put a wire cape on the Doctor Strange figure, and that became a great reference-worthy figure. And I mean, I understand these aren't Mezco, these aren't Hot Toys figures. These are or were $20 figures. So there's certain things that I'm not going to be upset with them for. I mean, this is the best of what Hasbro is offering with their Marvel Legends. I'm not comparing them to Mayfex, Mezco, or any other company. It's just 6-inch figures from Hasbro and the Toy Biz, Hasbro, Marvel Legends figures. So there are certain things I know I'm not going to get, like a posable, movable cape for him. That's not what I'm looking for. So it's just how good are the best Marvel Legend figures. James, I'm still rocking my Toy Biz Strange too, and I was pretty content with him. That newest one was an instant classic. Mine got real weak in the legs, so he was always tipping over to the side. It was because of those really small, slender legs. He just could not stand up for me. But he had a great head sculpt. I love the design of the cape too. New Ant-Man is indeed great reference-worthy figure. Really well done. TC says Marvel Select Thanos is a bit too over-exaggerated, but a classic figure. He's really good, but I'm actually really happy with this one. When I put those two next to each other and was posing, I was like, this one's actually beating him out. And I like the brighter colors of the gold and the blue, and the fact that, no, I took the Infinity, no, I do have the Infinity Gauntlet on him, and he's got like the I'm about to destroy you, grasping hands. I just love that figure a lot. Critical Enjoyer. Frankie Ray Nova is a great one too. Yeah, she is. They did a good job with her. Afterchild says Despair and the Target exclusive Ant-Man and Black Widow and Ultimate Captain America. The Ultimate Captain America is really good. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Star-Lord because the little bit looks like Chris Pratt. Jamlin, I think all the 80th anniversary figures are pretty tight. Those were like, oh man, and they charged $25 for them, and I was like, can't argue, I can't complain. These figures are all really great. So I bit the cost on those. I was like, all right, you're gonna deliver figures this good? That's a $25 figure. And I think they took it like great. I'll charge 25 for everything, even if it's not the same quality as these figures. I should also add that deluxe War Machine. That figure was also really great too. G-Brew, Corsair, he's perfect. I never need another Corsair. He's dead on. Pretty Boy and Bonebreaker chops as well. Bonebreaker for sure. I'm waiting on my Pretty Boy to arrive. I'm hoping I agree with you. Richard Rider Nova's pretty reference worthy. Really? I thought that figure was too small and he needs a redo. Like he's one, like Nova Prime Nova was like jacked up bigger. I feel like he should stand up better next to the Star-Lord figure that we have for the Guardians of the Galaxy comic book versions. The Nova is too small, and I think they would do a better job with him now. Jay Woods, Marvel Legends Stan Lee is a good reference figure for sure. Lawson, Spider-Woman was pretty good, almost reference worthy, but the head could be much better. Which one, Jessica Drew or Julia Carpenter? Galactus, he better be reference quality, James. Hanzilla, did you pre-order? Yes. That question is, you knew the answer to that one. Yeah, the Vamp has been my number one most needed, most likely G.I. Joe classified series vehicle. So yeah, I definitely did. Lost 20th Captain America, especially with a black shadow added to the head, is reference worthy. Just that dang shield. Sorry, Alligator. Blade in the recent Nameless One wave? I haven't opened them yet. I hope so. I heard some people weren't happy with the fact that he only had one head sculpt, which I could see. Lawson, the new Warbird better have more curves in the 9th grade history test. That's all I'm saying. That's why I think that original one is still going to be there on mine, because it's like, I don't know what this deal is, because it's like, if you're reading comic books, it's not like they don't have this shape. They have curves, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's like, I would complain if the Jim Lee Cyclops looked too small, or if Namor was too skinny. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Or if Hercules looked too scrawny. Same deal. So I don't understand why they're so shy about characters that should look different from other ones. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh man, y'all didn't make Sue Storm look like she's on IG. I'm worried about that with the Invisible Woman. But I don't need every woman to look the same physique-wise as Kitty Pryde. That's not working for me. Afterchild says the 3 Moon Knights that came last year, and the Target exclusive in the re-release from Spider-Man Homecoming, and TV show of Mr. Knight. Okay? Let TT Lions BK. Deluxe Comic War Machine is spot on. I went back to find a graded West Coast Avengers 94 to put on the War Machine shelf. Yeah, I really like that figure. That was a deluxe price figure, and I felt like I got my money's worth, no complaints. They just do that. I'm good. I won't complain about the price tag. Tom Finn. I was thinking about this earlier tonight. There are very few Marvel Legends in my collection that I want or need an upgrade for. Yeah, like I said, these were like the quick list of ones that I'm like, I'm good. Don't need a better one. There's some I wouldn't mind getting an alternate costume for, and some that are pretty good enough. Like to me, that Storm and Thunderbird Storm is really good. I feel like they might go around and make a better one, but if they don't, I'm content with that one. Lawson, I'd love to see the retro style Dazzler with the eye makeup redone on a better body with a better head sculpt. The one we got is okay, but worthy of an updated buck. Yeah. Snake Eyes, the movie Deadpool figure. That's a good one. MBJ, so many great reference figures in Marvel. That's why I can't collect McFarlane DC. They need so many improvements to be reference quality. Like there's some that are pretty good. Like, oh man, I'm really happy with this figure. But like you said, there's too many where it's like the scale's off, the articulation's kind of weird, and why they chose this paint job or change up the costume look. Yeah, when they do hit, they're good too, but their ratio of hits is way worse than Marvel Legends. Carlos, Blob was dang near perfect for me this year. Blob was a really good figure. Surprisingly good. You know what? Ursa Major Ultron is a Marvel Legends Ultron for me. And I would say Ursa Major was a really good figure too. Patrick, yeah, Vintage Bob. Baron Von Strucker for sure. The Destroyer, the New Vision, Hawkeye, and Sky Cycle are some of the better made figures. Classic Moon Knight was great too and had plenty of accessories. Yeah, there's plenty of really good figures. It's like this is why when we get a figure this under par, it's like, what are y'all doing? You can't release a figure of this quality and then put out a figure that's like really chump and whack in the same weight. So yeah, I think that's what the problem is. It's like you can do it. We're not upset, Hasbro. We're just disappointed. Carlos, Ronin the Accuser was another good reference fig, in my opinion. I still need to open mine. I've heard some good things, though. Lawson, I love the Walmart Doctor Strange. I just need him to stand up on my shelf. Those wired cape replacements. Thus, the wired cape replacement. Finish Bob. Carlos, I agree on Ronin. So well done. My only complaint was his Cosmo Rod should have been a tad smaller, but it's the most minor complaints. He looked perfect. That's good to hear. Jeeber, I like the Hawkeye we just got, but I much prefer the Fraction era look. I'd love to get a Kate and Clint Fraction era 2-pack. Also, Science Beast is the GOAT of Beast figures. Yeah, because it's not like we got a lot of great options for him, but that one is the closest to being the best one. He's one I think, I'm hating on that Beast figure. It's pretty good for a Jim Lee era Beast, but I really need an Avengers era Defenders size Beast, and so that's why I kind of held him off the definitive list, but he is a really good figure. Well, we couldn't get a Leia from Dark Empire because that was during a Dark Horse run. But yeah, Jedi Leia would be a fun figure. Lawson, I heard that Frankie Ray was named for artist inker Frank Giacola, who went by the name Frankie Ray in the Golden Age. That's cool. Marvel Legends null, says Snake Eyes. All right, good. Lawson, only one Spider Woman, Jeffrey. Jessica Drew. She was really good. I love her costume design. I think she's really fun. The paint on mine is a little bit off, but she's another figure that's really cool. Jeebrew. I think part of the reason I like the Bonebreaker figure so much is less about the character and more so that the 90s Toy Biz figure was one of the only X-Men villains I had for a few years as a kid. Jeebrew, that figure is really good too. I think they put in a lot of solid work with them, and it's just like that's a build a figure where they made use of the concept really well and engineered and delivered a really great figure. Oh, I was talking about this with someone else too, Lawson. Please give us another Misty Knight that isn't as walled-eyed as a Chihuahua. Misty needs a redo. I think next week I'll bring out my list of Marvel Legends figures that need a new figure. Hawk Talent. I love another Moondragon. The figure that got released in the 2-pack with Drax is just okay. Also, people are asking ridiculous amounts of money for her. Is this the only Moondragon figure? Why are they asking for ridiculous prices for her? Just not. I thought I was just on Pulse and saw that was still there. Am I incorrect with my assumption on that? Did I misread that? Also, I think that set's available on other retailers. Yeah, this set, if you're interested in it, is available right now on Pulse for $50, which is a great price considering that's a normal Marvel Legends figure cost. And I think the Moondragon's really good. Like I said before, I think her belt pieces could be sculpted as opposed to painted. But for that era, Moondragon's great. I still want the original green attire, and I wouldn't mind getting her with the blue and red uniform Guardians look. And I think those would be really two great figures. So she still needs some other ones for me. But that one is a really good figure. Lawson still baffled with the breast shelf on that Moondragon figure. Yeah, they're a little too bashful sometimes, and I kind of like it's okay. We're all mature, I think. JT Country 82. The Walgreens exclusive thing is definitely reference quality. That was a really good figure. That was the days before we weren't getting charged based on how much work they put into it. It was just like, here, this is a $20 figure. And that was a really great figure for $20. James Green. Jeffrey, do you think we'll ever get another figure Warpath in his X-Force costume? Hope so. The X-Force crew, they've got plenty of costumes. So I think they'd be a good candidate for a box set. just with different looks and for the most part repaint. But Warpath needs a better head sculpt because he looked older. He looked like John's father or grandfather. He looked way too old for me. David Thanos says, perfect example with McFarlane. That last one they hit dead on was Flashpoint Flash. Before that, you got to go way back. I mean, I think Red Tornado seems like he'd be reference quality based on the look they went with for him. Firestorm is really close. His flame just need to be better. G-Root, the comparison between Spiral and Avalanche in the last X-Men Retro wave was staggering. I mean, I think it was just more because Avalanche has so many different looks. There's not a this is how Avalanche should look. That they just kind of did a hodgepodge. That's okay. I mean, I don't hate him, but I feel like there are different looks for him that would have been better. Like his dedicated Freedom Force outfit. That's where I would have liked to have seen them go with that one. TJ Jedi. Disappointment is the gulf between expectation and reality. We complain about Marvel Legends because for every disappointing Power Man or Spidey with no fists, they knock it out of the park with a Spiral or Black Widow. Yeah. And it's one of those deals where I know Mr. Cheeseburger said release less figures if there's an issue where, okay, we can get you figures like Spiral, Black Widow, Hawkeye, etc. But that means we're going to have to take a wave out or two out. I think most of us would prefer to lose those two waves if we get definitive versions of these characters every time out. Blake says Black Suit Spider-Man, Skrull Soldiers, Ulick. Which one? The one that they did for Walmart that was an exclusive with the tweaked head? I didn't need that one, but I like the first one. Red Skull, yes. Beast, both. 2017 Sue Storm, the pretty one. The 2016 Brown Suit Wolverine, you can use a pinless body, but not required. Latest Hyperion, yeah, good choices all. Misty Knight figure can watch both sides of the street at the same time. You're right, Lawson. I wish they'd fix that. Vintage Bob, I think Nova looked fine, size-wise, since he was a teenager. Hated the mustard gold paint, though. I prefer brilliant yellow like in the comics. So if you're talking about that one, that was okay. I kind of don't like the fact that he and Speedball are the same height. Maybe that's more of an issue with Speedball. I was talking about the Nova Prime version. Let's see if I have that figure. That might be one that I opened and did before I started doing reviews on my site. Let's see here. Then there's Kid Nova. I'm sure with my Nova review, I put him up next to Nova Prime. So let's see if I actually did that. Of course, just because I thought I did that, I didn't. But yeah, I'm talking about the Nova Prime version, which should be bigger. There we go. Okay, let's pull this up so you all know which figure I'm talking about. The one that came in the Guardians of the Galaxy wave way back in the day and is unnecessarily expensive. It's this figure. He just needs to be bigger. I'm not quite sure what mold they went with him, but it looks like he's using a lot of the Bucky cap parts. And this figure all around should just be bigger and wider. And I don't think they really nailed that properly with this figure. So he's too small, a little bit too slender. Definitely not the same height as like a Star-Lord. If they had done that, it'd be better. But that's why I said that one needs to get redone. I would be down for a New Warriors set with Nova in that yellow, like you said, though. X, I fixed Misty's eyes with shade from Jessica Drew. Robert Falcone. The Drax and Moon Giant 2-pack is one of the best of 2023. I'm with you. Stay up here, Doctor Strange. Yeah, Robert. It was a great set, great value, and I love both of those figures. So yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. Jay Woods, Marvel Legends says yet to do a reference quality Namor yet. I mean the real Namor, not MCU and not the Jason Momoa one either. Yeah, he's one. I'm not quite sure what it is they need to fix. Maybe put him on the, I don't know, should he be on that Hercules mold? Because I feel like he should be slimmer, but there's something kind of off. Maybe his arms are too long. Just something off, but he's good enough. but I do think they haven't quite nailed him just yet. Hawk. I mean, I'm definitely more of a DC guy. Can't afford to read multiple companies' full comic runs, but I would love a comic accurate Guardians of the Galaxy team. Which era? The DNA version? Because that's what I want for sure. The original version or when Bendis started, I'll put everybody on the Guardians, including Iron Man. Blake, 1980 Storm in the two-pack with Thunderbird, Pyro. I actually like Mohawk Storm too. They did a good job with her. Jibru. The Mara J we got last year is in her Dark Horse look. Disney owns all of it. Okay, there we go. Hawk, we're probably never getting the classic Moon Dragon, but one can hope. But you know what shelf she's going to have if she does come out there. Avalanche did need an anger expression, but he wasn't always like angry in the comics. So I know it looks a little bit too neutral, but he wasn't some rage man or rage man. He wasn't a rage member of that team. So I guess that's why they went with that neutral expression. I do think he looks a little bored though. Robert, I just got the Marvel Legends Archangel and pre-ordered the Angel figure, so I'm hoping that they don't announce a new Archangel. Now it's funny because I need a new Archangel because he's too slender. He's using that Bucky cap mold. It's too small for the figures as they've gradually been sizing up over the years. And Archangel was not like some big brawny dude, but he needs to be bigger than the mold he has now because he's shorter than Iceman, Cyclops, just everybody. He's too short, and they can't fudge his height with boots, so it's a problem there with him. Robert, I got all it for $12. That was a good price. URCC reviews. Yo, man, I hope I'm not too late for till the stream. Maybe a little bit. Wind it down. I'm glad you're here. DJ Jedi. Giant size X-Men Storm is reference level. The Thunderbird from the two-pack was the opposite of that. I need to really put some super glue work on him because I don't like that his ankle tassels keep falling all the time. Not a fan of that. I don't hate the figure. I know some people don't love it as much. I love his head sculpt a lot more. I think they messed up his feather, but I don't dislike him as much as some others. But I definitely need to hit him up with some super glue. Robert, I actually like the newer Nova. He's going for cheap on the aftermarket. I feel like he should. Sent you my resculpted Ben Grimm thing on Instagram just now, Jeffrey. All right, let's see here. Go to the messages from Lost. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good head sculpt there, Lawson. He really did do the brow justice. I mean, not all of us can sculpt as nicely as you, so I had to deal with what we got from Hasbro. I don't hate it, but I like it. But yours is pretty good too. Tom Finn, there's just more inconsistency than there used to be, due in large part to post-pandemic economics. There's still plenty of great figures being made. You know, it's funny because I feel like with the 2023 offerings, they had a lot of really good figures. I think more often I was a little bit disappointed that they were putting so much into dedicated movie ways for MCU figures based off of movies that no one was really asking for. The Disney Plus figures, like, anybody cares about Talos and Sam Jackson from Secret Invasion? Probably not. I feel like if they had done more Spirals, Doctor Strange, Blob, we would have had some more figures that were really great. So I feel like they're doing all right. It's just a matter of where they put that time and effort into. That Thunderbird was incredibly lazy. They didn't even try. Now you guys have me wanting to go back here. I feel like I didn't hate Thunderbird like y'all. Was it the mold they used for him? Because maybe that was the issue. Maybe that was the problem. Let's see here. So, like I said, the tassels, not a fan of. I need to hit them up with some super glue help because that for sure is an issue. Did love the storm and the lightning hands. Bird, I don't know. The tassels, I told you before, that was a problem. Maybe it's just the mold. I don't know. Tell me what you guys didn't like about them. I'm curious. Hawk, Talon. Honestly, can't decide which other Guardians of the Galaxy comics was better. Yeah, But I really love the DNA version. I was not expecting to love that as much as I did. An Annihilation Wave would be awesome. Critical Enjoyer. More male characters should be bulkier and on that Hercules buck. I'm hoping for a new Doc Samson. The Hercules buck is great. I mean, that's what they should use for the Wrecking Crew. And just do the gloves and boots as needed. But that mold is perfect for those size figures. Absorbing Man should be on it too. Lost. Namor's head sculpts have not been great. Lame expressions too. Namor needs to look miffed at all times. He's the original I have a chip on my shoulder character. He's always frowning and scowling. Unless he sees Sue Storm. After. You know what I figured I would like to see is a Jack of. You know what figure I would like to see is Jack of Hearts. I think he's coming. He's been on rumored lists, so we should see him. X, we need a Wrecking Crew box set for sure. And we need a box set with them looking like they did in the Secret Wars. Robert, I agree that Marvel Legends are sizing up the figures. The new Vision makes the retro Vision look tiny. He was a little tiny anyway, but yeah, they definitely need to do that with more of those figures. I think if they just replace out the Bucky Cap figures, and that's a ton of characters at this point, they will really have solved the problem in terms of the sizing and making them look more heroic. Yes, Sabretooth in particular really needs more bulk to him. I'm not even that familiar with the character, and I know that. Excuse me. The new one is great. This Jim Lee one that they've got coming, that looks awesome. Looks like it hits all the marks that we've been asking for with Sabretooth figures. Critical Enjoyer. Hopefully we'll get a new Lovers Triangle pack with a better Namor, Sue, and Reed. I wonder what mold they'd use for Reed. I feel like the one they have kind of makes sense for him, but he's starting to get sized down now, so they might need to come up with a new body for him, but probably not until the Fantastic Four movie drops. Thunderbird's head was big, and it was just kind of mediocre. That head was too big. DJ Jedi, Riri Williams is reference quality. Deluxe War Machine, too. The which Riri figure? The comic book version? That was a really good figure. I did forget about her. Thunderbird's head reminds me of actor Gary Cole, which is not the likeness they want to go for with Thunderbird. That Thunderbird looks like Warpath's son. He does, and Warpath looks way too old, which is a real problem. I love a Jack of Hearts. I believe it when I see it. I think he's supposed to be coming. Snake, as I haven't been reading the Guardians when they're like cowboys in space. I've already watched Galaxy Rangers. I like an actual World War II classic Bucky figure. Lawson, I'm surprised. Maybe we can get an Invaders pack, different Namor, Human Torch original, and Toro, Spitfire. I guess we need a Captain America in there, and of course Bucky. Thunderbird looked too scrawny. He also would have been benefited greatly from some fists. His default hands were holding hands that had nothing to hold. That's a problem. Tom Finn, yeah, I agree that Marvel Legends are trending up in 2024. Everything they've shown so far has looked very good to me, even the ones I'm not personally interested in. I feel like they did all right with what we've gotten so far this year. That comic Riri is great. She is, Jamie. All right, G-Brew. Thunderbird's arms sit too far from his body. His head is too big and sits too high on the neck. Thunderbird's costume is off. He's supposed to have a lower cut neckline. All right, so there are enough issues with that. You're right. Jamelin, I don't even use the helmeted head on Riri. Her unhelmeted head sculpt is just too good. It is a really great head sculpt. They did her hair just right. Really nice looking figure. Jibber, who doesn't pose well in the arms, grind on the torso when you move them. Man, it sounds like we really do need a better Thunderbird from y'all. Lawson, you'd also need a Union Jack in there too, Jeffrey. But the one they did was reference worthy, I think. He was really good. A comic executioner would look great with my Asgardians and Mystic Legions. He's been number one on my wish list for years. And he's one that we still haven't seen peep of in all these elite lists. CT. I was trying to figure out how to pronounce your name, and it's just like, phew. So my apologies. Day Love 3, waiting for the new ROM figure. We better get ROM. I can't wait to see if we get him now that we got Crystar. The classic executioner is on my top 5 still wanted list for sure. 80s kid, there's hopes to be had. Which one? Go grab them. All right, I think that was everything on my list to break down today. Thank you all, as always, for all your interaction. Being cool in the chat. Let's see here. Last one. Lost in Retro Havoc was pretty sweet. Like one with silver neck rings. But he did have the look they gave us, and I'm fine with it. Oh, he still didn't have that. You're right. Robert, they can use the Ares weapon for an executioner figure. Yes. It's funny that you mentioned that because I still need to fix the sword on my Ares figure. I had him out when I was pulling out my Mighty Avengers. So yeah, I need to fix that. I was too poor for toys and moods as a kid, yeah, even in the 90s, 2000s. So I'm happy with any articulation on a figure. I gotta feel you. There's something like, hey man, they're problems, but we can do better. Spider Hulk, not a bad one. Jibru put Thunderbird on Hercules' body, but fits his body type better and moves better. Or on the modern Colossus Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth body. I remember him being that tall though. Mickey Rowe, I want to see Deathbird and the Imperial Guard as members. Maybe a box set. We need a better gladiator. Evening, everyone. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out, Jay. Adam X is high on my want list, no doubt. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for rolling with me. Hopefully, I'll have a good Saturday night watching my Niners play. Hopefully, you all enjoy your weekend. If it's really cold and stormy where you are, stay safe on the roads. Be careful. Make sure you're stocked up with all the stuff you need in case you get snowed in. And I'll probably do another video over the weekend, so stay tuned. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me on Thursday night. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend. For now, this episode of Finger Files has been filed.